Good morning, everyone. Well, for many in Wisconsin, what we're going to see today through tomorrow is just snow and a lot of it. But for southern Wisconsin, the story is a little bit more complicated. We're talking about freezing rain and sleet as well. So let's get things started. 8 a.m. this morning, and the chance for freezing rain and sleet beginning in the southeastern part of the state. For most, even probably around the Madison area, definitely La Crosse, Portage, Baraboo, Beaver Dam, probably still snow at this point, but some warmer air is working in aloft and will be changing the snow to freezing rain and sleet in more locations. Already this morning, the wind is noticeable in northern Wisconsin, gusts around 25 miles per hour, and in southern Wisconsin, gusts around 30 miles per hour. And what you're going to notice throughout the day and much of the day tomorrow is the winds are going to be a little bit stronger in southern Wisconsin than northern Wisconsin. Not a lot of variation, but I do have to mention slightly stronger winds in the southern part of the state than the northern part of the state. But they're going to be picking up for everyone. All right, so now let's jump ahead to 11 a.m. this morning. And by 11 a.m., it looks like making the switch to that possibility of freezing rain and sleet in Madison. And I say the possibility because this is a true wintry mix. Even for the southernmost part of the state, there could still be some snow mixing in as well, a situation where it could go from freezing rain to sleet and then back to freezing rain. That's right in that transition zone, but the possibility of the wintry mix now for Madison beginning around 11 a.m. and continuing the southernmost part of the state, but probably still in the snow, just all snow. Beaver Dam, Portage, Baraboo, La Crosse. We jump ahead to 2 o'clock though and notice how the mix pushes a little bit farther north. Now I will say, I do think that while this mix is going on, for places like Portage and Baraboo and Beaver Dam, it's probably still mostly going to be snow. At this point, by 2 o'clock, it's probably mostly going to be sleet in Madison, and the most likely precipitation type, though it could be any freezing rain, sleet, or snow, but the most likely one for our most southern counties, freezing rain, and that's where we expect the most ice accumulation. By the way, this afternoon, very windy for everyone. Gusts 40, 45 miles per hour. And look how we get north of Portage and it is still all snow. I think it's still all snow in La Crosse. And with this kind of wind, we're talking about blowing snow. So the snow that's already on the ground getting blown around as well, further reducing visibility. And as you can see with those dark shades of blue, heavy snow coming down. So across all of Wisconsin today, if you don't have to be out, don't. This is just the absolute best thing just to stay inside because it's very windy, cold, wind chill factor, heavy snow, or freezing rain or sleet. Just a mess. So everyone in Wisconsin, if you don't have to venture out, please don't. If you absolutely have to go out, give yourself plenty of extra time to reach your destination. Notice that at 5 o'clock, we're still talking about widespread activity, still talking about the mix with maybe just some plain old rain if temperatures warm just above freezing for the most southern part of the state, but for a lot of us, still in the moderate to heavy snow for central and northern Wisconsin. 8 o'clock, I think maybe the intensity starting to back off a little bit, but still a lot of activity coming down, and the winds haven't changed much. We're still looking at gusts 35, 40 miles per hour. Across the state, I do think now that the sun is set, we will continue to see the winds die down as we go through the night. And I do expect by 11 o'clock more of a transition to scattered activity, but still the scattered mix in southern Wisconsin and scattered snow showers in the northern part of the state. So now we're taking a look at early tomorrow morning. And look how the intensity picks up a little bit. One more little wave of low pressure working over us. And so the possibility of heavy snow still there early tomorrow morning, especially in the central and northern part of the state, and still dealing with a little bit of freezing rain, sleet, and snow all mixed in southern Wisconsin. But notice early tomorrow morning, not too much wind, gusts 15 to 20 miles per hour. But once again, I think this will be the lightest winds are going to pick up again as we get later in the day. Now, by 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, the chance for heavy snow going away and the mix finally going away. By 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, it looks like temperatures higher up in the atmosphere, cold enough that it will be all snow. So we don't have to worry about freezing rain and sleet anymore in the southern parts of the state. It'll just be snow showers. And notice, I'm not saying the heavy snow, these are just going to be scattered light to moderate snow showers. But how long is this going to last? 11 a.m., we'll be dealing with it. And I do think at 3 o'clock, still scattered light to moderate snow showers. everywhere across the state. Some gaps, but more likely the snow will be coming down than not, just not any more heavy snow. And notice how it gets windy again. So we're still talking about, even though no heavy snow coming down, blowing snow with all the snow that's on the ground, reducing visibility more than usual, especially in the central and northern part of the state. When light moderate snow, it's going to seem like there's more snow coming down than there really is just because of all the blowing snow. Now, 7 o'clock, by the time we get to the evening hours, I think we're going away from scattered snow showers just to isolated snow showers and flurries, but it's going to take a while for it all to come to an end. I think it's going to come to an end from north to south as we go through the evening hours, through the overnight hours, and finally, 4 a.m. Friday morning commute, all the snow is over with. But it's going to be cold. The wind's not too bad. Lighter in the northern part of the state, which is a good thing because look at those temperatures around 0 degrees or low single digits. Warmer in the southern part of the state, but with that breeze, you can take about 10 degrees off the temperatures, and that's what it's really going to be feeling like. So feeling like the single digits in the southern part of the state as well. All right, so now we're talking about how much freezing rain. And we do expect the most freezing rain in our most southern counties. Janesville, Kenosha, I think 1/4 inch of freezing rain is going to be common. I'm not going to rule out what this model is showing, 0.35 inches, because it's going to be more sleet than anything around Madison. That's why we're only talking about probably around 1/10 of an inch or so of freezing rain in the Madison area, and just a few hundredths just a little bit farther north for places like Beaver Dam, Portage, Baraboo, because it's going to be more snow there than anything. That's what kind of a gradient we're looking at this point. So basically how this is going to play out, for just a few hundredths of an inch of freezing rain, a glaze on windshield, maybe some isolated icy spots on bridges and overpasses. Once you start talking about 1/10 of an inch of freezing rain, and then we're talking about scattered icy roads. So more roads becoming icy and a little bit thicker glaze on plants. But it's particularly once we start talking about 1/4 inch of ice accumulation. Our most southern counties, Racine, Kenosha, Janesville, this is where we're going to have widespread icy roads. And also, once you get to that 1/4 inch range, that's when we start talking about isolated power outages as well, because those trees start to sag under the ice, and that can cause them to touch the power lines, and then we have isolated power outages. Probably avoiding that in Madison, but also keep in mind sleet on the roads as well. So that's why there are going to be scattered icy roads around the Madison area as well, but it'll probably be more sleet than anything. And sleet is better. Cars have a little bit better time at getting through sleet than flat ice. But it'll definitely, travel will be slowed in the Madison area as well, but the most icy conditions, most southern part of the state. And then finally, how much snow? I know I've focused so much on southern Wisconsin because there's such a tight gradient. I really do think, talking about dusting to 1 inch, most southern part of southern Wisconsin. You know, the model average right now says a dusting to 1 inch in Madison, but it could be a situation where we could see up to 2 inches of snow, maybe in northern Dane County, where maybe southern Dane County does just get a dusting, but it looks like probably most likely amount around Madison, probably around 1 inch. But notice how it goes up once you get to Portage, Baraboo, Beaver Dam, 3 to 4 inches, and you go just a little bit farther to the north, and then look how things change. 7 to 8 inches of snow still to come in La Crosse, 9 to 10 inches in Sheboygan, and oh man, 12 to 13 inches in Chippewa Falls, 11 to 12 inches in Rhinelander. Absolutely just so snowy.